Don't ruin your life. Don't date or marry someone with a felony conviction. This advice is limited to felony convictions for crimes of violence, physical harm to another person, and larceny, theft, embezzlement, extortion, blackmail, or fraud. In the United States these days, and in many other Western nations, it's comparatively difficult to be convicted of a felony. In the U.S., for a person to be convicted of a felony, he or she must be 1. Identified as the probable perpetrator of a crime. 2. Arrested for the formally stated crime. 3. Deemed convictable from the evidence by the prosecutor and deemed worth risking a significant amount of money to get that conviction. 4. Indicted by a grand jury or bound over for trial in a preliminary hearing. 5. Tried by a trial jury or petit jury. 6. Unanimously voted guilty by the jurors. Considering this series of substantial hurdles, if a person is actually convicted of a felony, the probability is extremely high that he or she committed a serious crime, one usually associated with spending time in prison. A person actually convicted of a felony will have one or more of the following traits. I'll use the pronoun he in all of these examples. He has no moral foundation, or at best an extremely weak one. He is criminally minded, meaning he has no aversion to crime as a mode of achieving some goal. He is impulsive, lacking control over his immediate desires. He either can't perform simple risk-reward comparisons, or he can but ignores the results. He lacks foresight, that is, the ability to identify possible future events by combining imagination and logic, and to weigh the possible consequences on his life. He is fundamentally stupid. He is a sociopath. Basic reasoning processes and minimal imagination will tell you that it's foolish to associate even casually with someone having any one of these traits, much less a collection of them. It is possible for a person convicted of a crime of violence or larceny to reform, to change his or her way of thinking and acting, to make amends to the victim if possible, and to lead an exemplary life after paying for the crime in whatever way the law demands. If you are contemplating marriage and a potential mate has a past felony conviction for a crime of violence or larceny, but appears to be fully reformed and genuinely regretful concerning the crime, it could be true. But to make sure, follow the advice given in a previous video, which is don't date or marry someone you have known less than 2 years. During those 2 years or longer, ask a lot of questions and pay close attention to everything this person does and says. The chances are good that one or more of the personality traits listed above still exists,